You are currently dragging a corpse through your life, carrying the dead weight of a man who gave up on his dreams years ago. And you are wondering why you are exhausted, why you are failing, and why you feel so heavy every single morning. That corpse is you, the current version of you, and he is the single greatest obstacle standing between you and the empire you want to build. You have been lied to by the self-help industry, which tells you that you just need to improve yourself, that you need to fix a few cracks in the wall, or apply a fresh coat of paint to a rotting house. But you are wrong, because you cannot build a skyscraper on a foundation of sand, and you cannot birth a king while the peasant is still breathing. If you want the power, the respect, and the fear of your enemies, you do not need a renovation. You need a demolition. I am talking about a metaphysical suicide, the complete, total, and violent eradication of the person you are right now. The person looking back at you in the mirror has tolerated disrespect for too long. He has accepted mediocrity as his standard. He has apologized for taking up space. And he has made peace with being average. And as long as he breathes, you will lose. You need to take him out back and put a bullet in his head, psychologically speaking. You need to say a permanent goodbye to his habits, his friends, his excuses, his posture, and his weakness. You must be willing to burn the entire field of your life until nothing but ash remains, because it is only in the nutrientrich ash of your destruction that something new, something dangerous, and something unstoppable can finally grow. This is not about becoming a better version of yourself. This is about becoming a stranger to your past. It is about severing the timeline so completely that when you look at old photos of yourself, you don't even recognize the eyes staring back at you. The old you is comfortable. He is safe and he is familiar, but he is also your jailer, keeping you locked in a prison of your own making. To be free, you must be the executioner of your own weakness. You must look at your reflection and realize that one of you has to die for the other to live by. And the choice you make today will determine if you die a forgotten ghost or live as a legend. Why do we need to destroy him with such violence? Let's perform a brutal autopsy on the old you and look at the ugly, visceral truth that you have been avoiding. The old you is harmless, and in this world, harmless men are eaten alive by predators who smell fear like blood in the water. The old you is addicted to external validation, constantly checking his phone to see if anyone likes him, constantly shape-shifting his personality to fit in with people who don't even respect him, and constantly seeking permission to exist. The old you is terrified of conflict, so he agrees when he should disagree. He smiles when he feels rage, and he stays silent when he should speak the truth, effectively becoming a doormat for the world to wipe its feet on. This is why they left you. This is why they mocked you. And this is why they overlooked you for the promotion or the relationship, not because you were a bad person, but because you were a weak one. They looked at you and they saw prey. They saw someone they could use, abuse, and discard without any consequence, because they knew you would never fight back. And the worst most painful part of this autopsy is the realization that you let them do it. You taught them how to treat you. Every time you forgave someone who wasn't sorry. Every time you texted back instantly after being ignored for days. And every time you lowered your standards to keep people in your life, you were screaming to the world, I have no value. That pathetic need to be liked is the cancer that is killing your potential. And it has metastasized into every area of your life. It makes you hesitant in business. It makes you submissive in relationships. And it makes you invisible in social hierarchies. The old you is a nice guy, but he is not a good man. He is a coward disguised as a saint. He avoids reality because reality hurts. But you cannot hide anymore. We are cutting this cancer out today. We are looking at this weak, fragile, pathetic version of yourself with disgust, not pity. You need to hate the weakness enough to destroy it. You need to feel the shame of who you have been so deeply that it forces you to change. The process of rebirth is not beautiful. It is not a montage with happy music. It is disgusting, lonely, isolating, and painful. A caterpillar does not just grow wings and fly. It wraps itself in a cocoon and completely disintegrates into a biological soup of cells before it reconstructs itself into a butterfly. You are about to enter your cocoon. But for a man, we call it the dark room. This is a period of aggressive, non-negotiable isolation where you disappear from the face of the earth. I am not talking about a weekend off. I am talking about months of radio silence where you cut the cord to the outside world. No social media announcements about your grind. No, I'm taking a break posts to get attention. Just total, suffocating silence. You block the noise, you lock the door, and you embrace the void. For the next 6 months, you are not a friend. You are not a party animal. You are not a son. You are a ghost. In this darkness, you will face your demons without the distraction of cheap dopamine, without the numbing effects of alcohol, and without the validation of likes and comments. You will sit with your failure until it burns a hole in your chest. This isolation is the furnace where the old you turns to ash and the new you is forged in fire. It will be the hardest thing you have ever done because your brain will scream for stimulation. It will beg for comfort, and it will try to convince you to go back to the way things were. But you must stay in the dark. You must let the loneliness carve you into something harder. The people outside will think you died. They will think you quit. They will think you failed. And they will laugh at your absence, telling each other that you couldn't handle the pressure. Let them laugh. Let them speculate. They have absolutely no idea that you are in the lab creating a monster. They have no idea that the silence isn't empty. It is full of strategy, full of training, and full of preparation. You are not hiding. You are incubating. You are stripping away every layer of softness until only the diamond core remains. Now, inside the silence, we begin to build the new you. And this version is not designed to be nice. He is not designed to be liked. He is designed to be a nightmare for anyone who ever doubted him. This reconstruction happens on 3 fronts: the physical, the financial, and the psychological. First, you build a body that commands respect without you uttering a single word. You torture yourself in the gym until your muscles look like they were carved out of granite. Not for vanity, but because a dangerous body is the ultimate signal of discipline in a soft world. When you walk into a room, your physical presence should trigger a primal instinct in other men that says, "Do not mess with him," and a primal instinct in women that says, "Pierre is capable." Second, you build an empire of resources. You stop spending and start investing. You stop consuming and start producing. And you become obsessed with acquiring the skills that make you undeniable. Money is not just currency. It is ammunition in the war for your freedom. And you need enough ammunition to never have to say yes to something you hate ever again. Third, and most importantly, you build a mind that is impervious to manipulation. You kill the need for validation. You become stoic, cold, and calculated. You learn to control your emotions so perfectly that your face becomes a mask that reveals nothing. The new you does not react. He responds. He does not beg. He takes. He does not chase. Peer track. You are building a fortress where the walls are too high for their insults to climb, and the gates are locked to anyone who does not bring value. This version of you is not just improved. He is evolved. He is a different species entirely. He operates on logic, not emotion. He is driven by purpose, not pleasure. He is the man the old you was too afraid to become. Finally, the day comes when the doors of the dark room open and you step back into the light. But the world you return to is not ready for what you have become. This is the moment of the nightmare. You re-enter the social hierarchy, but you do not enter at the bottom where you left. You enter at the top. Imagine the scene. You walk into a room where they are the ones who doubted you, the ones who left you, the ones who laughed. They look up, expecting to see the same weak, insecure boy they remember. But instead, they see a king. They see the physical transformation, the sharp jawline, the broad shoulders, the tailored suit that screams success. But more than that, they feel the shift in energy. They look into your eyes and they see nothing. No anger, no hate, no desire for their approval. Just a cold, piercing ocean of indifference. This is their nightmare. Their nightmare is not that you hate them. Their nightmare is that you have outgrown them so completely that they no longer register as significant in your reality. You speak clearly, you move with purpose, and you hold eye contact until they look away in submission. They try to talk to you, to pull you back into the old dynamic, but it doesn't work because that version of you is dead. You are untouchable now. You have become the living embodiment of everything they lack. They will feel a sinking feeling in their stomach, a mix of fear and regret, realizing that they threw away a diamond to play with stones. They will go home and lay in bed, staring at the ceiling, haunted by the ghost of who you became. You have become the villain in their story because you are the hero in yours. You have destroyed the old you, and in doing so, you have destroyed their power over you forever. This is the ultimate victory. Not screaming, not fighting, but simply existing as a version of yourself so powerful that your mere presence forces them to realize how small they truly are.
We need to begin by acknowledging a brutal truth about your existence. Your heart is the primary cause of your destruction. Look back at the timeline of your life. Look at every scar, every financial loss, every moment of humiliation, and every sleepless night where you stared at the ceiling wishing you didn't exist. What is the common denominator? It wasn't bad luck. It wasn't the economy. It was your emotions. It was your desperate, pathetic need to feel, to connect, and to be understood. You cared too much. You loved too hard. You trusted too easily. You walked into the world with your chest open, exposing your vital organs to people who were holding knives behind their backs. You thought that if you showed them your heart, they would show you theirs. But you were wrong. They didn't show you their heart. They showed you their hunger. They saw your empathy not as a food source, and they feasted on you. To become heartless is not an act of evil. It is an act of emergency surgery. Imagine a soldier on the battlefield who has been shot in the limb. The infection is spreading. If he keeps the limb, he dies. If he cuts it off, he lives. Your heart, that soft, bleeding, emotional center of yours, is the infected limb. It is poisoning your logic. It is clouding your judgment. It is making you weak in a world that only respects strength. Today, we are not here to heal the heart. We are here to remove it. You must visualize this process. You are the surgeon, and you are the patient. You must lay yourself down on the operating table of your mind and administer the anesthesia of absolute truth. The truth is that nobody cares about your feelings. The truth is that your sadness changes nothing. The truth is that your anger scares no one. When I say become heartless, I am not telling you to become a psychopath. I am telling you to become a machine of logic. I am telling you to cauterize the nerve endings of your soul so that you no longer feel the pain of betrayal. You need to reach a point where disappointment bounces off you like bullets off a tank. You need to reach a point where someone leaving your life triggers the same emotional response as a leaf falling from a tree. Absolute, total indifference. This surgery is painful because you are addicted to your own suffering. You are addicted to the drama. You think that feeling pain makes you human, but I am telling you that feeling pain is making you a victim. It is time to stop being human and start being something else. Something colder, something harder, something that can walk through fire and not even smell the smoke. You must make a vow today, a blood oath to yourself, that you will never again allow your emotions to dictate your actions. You are evicting the tenant of feelings from the house of your mind, and you are boarding up the windows. The surgery begins now. Now that we have decided to remove the heart, we must replace it with something superior. We must install a new operating system. We call this the mechanism of indifference. Most men think that the opposite of love is hate. They are wrong. Hate is still an emotion. Hate still requires energy. If you hate your ex, you are still their slave. If you hate your enemies, they are still living rent-free in your head. The true opposite of love and the true definition of power is indifference. It is the ability to look at a person who destroyed you and feel absolutely nothing. No anger, no sadness, no desire for revenge. Just a cold, empty void. This mechanism works by rerouting your neural pathways. Currently, when something happens, let's say, someone disrespects your brain immediately sends a signal to your heart. You feel a spike of adrenaline, a pang of hurt, a wave of insecurity. You react. You explain yourself. You fight back. You cry. This is the behavior of a prey animal. The heartless man operates differently. When the stimulus comes, he engages the pause. He creates a gap between the event and the reaction. In that gap, he inserts logic. He asks himself, does this person matter? Does this opinion pay my bills? Does this event stop my mission? The answer is almost always no. And so, he deletes the file. He stares through the person as if they are made of glass. You must learn to look at the world with dead eyes. Have you ever looked into the eyes of a shark? There is no negotiation there. There is no pity. There is just function. The shark eats, swims, and survives. It does not worry if the ocean likes it. You need to adopt this predatory gaze. When you walk into a room, you are not looking for friends. You are looking for opportunities. You are scanning the environment for threats and assets. You are stripping away the emotional layer of reality and seeing only the raw data. This makes you terrifyingly effective. While others are bogged down by office politics, gossip, and social anxiety, you are cutting through the noise like a laser. This indifference is a shield that no weapon can penetrate. Imagine the power of being uninsultable. Imagine someone screaming at you, trying to hurt your feelings, trying to get a reaction, and you just look at them with a flat, bored expression and check your watch. That silence destroys them. That silence signals that they are beneath your notice. They want your anger because your anger validates their existence. When you give them nothing, you erase them. You become a ghost to them. This mechanism requires constant practice. You have to catch yourself every time you start to care. You have to catch yourself every time you start to type that long, emotional paragraph. Delete it. Turn off the phone. Stare at the wall. Breathe the ice into your lungs. You are not a creature of emotion anymore. You are a creature of will. The heart is a liability. The mind is a weapon. Keep the weapon loaded and the liability empty. As you descend deeper into the state of heartlessness, you will face the most difficult part of the transformation, the social amputation. You are currently surrounded by people who are attached to the old you. They are attached to the weak you, the nice you, the available you. These people, your fake friends, your toxic family members, your draining partners or parasites. They have been feeding on your warmth for years. And the moment you turn off the tap of your validation, they will panic. They will attack you. They will call you selfish. They will call you arrogant. They will say, "You've changed." Your response to this must be ruthless. You must understand that you cannot save everyone. In fact, you cannot save anyone if you are drowning with them. You have to treat your life like a sinking ship where there are limited seats on the lifeboat. You cannot let everyone on board. If you try to pull everyone up, they will drag you down into the abyss. You have to start cutting the ropes. This is what we call the purge. It is a systematic removal of anyone who does not bring value, peace, or loyalty to your life. And when I say value, I don't just mean money. I mean respect. I mean energy. The heartless man does not announce his departure. He does not write a long goodbye letter explaining his feelings. He simply ceases to exist in their world. He stops replying. He stops showing up. He blocks. He deletes. It is a silent, violent removal. You might feel a pang of guilt. That guilt is the ghost of your old heart trying to come back to life. You must strangle that guilt. You must realize that no is a complete sentence. You do not owe anyone an explanation for your absence. Access to you is a privilege, not a right. And most people have abused that privilege. This amputation extends to your past as well. You must cut off the nostalgia. Stop looking at old photos. Stop listening to sad songs that remind you of her. Stop visiting places that hold memories. That is emotional self-harm. You are digging up a grave every time you look back. The heartless man has no rear-view mirror. He burns the bridges behind him so that there is no option but to move forward. The light from the burning bridges illuminates the path ahead. Yes, it will be lonely at first. You will look at your phone and it will be silent. You will sit in your room and there will be no noise. Do not be afraid of this silence. This is not the silence of isolation. It is the silence of freedom. It is the sound of the parasites falling off your body. You are finally light enough to ascend. You are finally empty enough to be filled with power. Let them go. Let them talk. Let them hate. You are on a different frequency now, a frequency they cannot tune into. What happens when a man successfully kills his heart? What emerges from the cocoon of ice? A monster? No. A king cannot afford the luxury of unregulated emotion. A king cannot make decisions based on what he feels like doing. He must do what is required. When you become heartless, you unlock a level of focus that is superhuman, because you are no longer distracted by the drama of relationships, the fear of rejection, or the noise of society. You can channel 100% of your energy into your mission. This is the dark gift of the void. When you don't care about people, you can see reality clearly. You become excellent at business because business is just logic and psychology. You become excellent at fitness because the gym doesn't require feelings. It requires repetition. You become a master of your reality. And here is the greatest paradox of all. The moment you stop caring about people, the moment you become cold and detached, people will start chasing you. It is a twisted law of human nature. We want what we cannot have. When you were nice, when you were available, you were cheap. You were abundant. Now that you are cold, now that you are scarce, you are valuable. Women will wonder why they cannot manipulate you. Men will wonder why they cannot intimidate you. Your lack of reaction makes you mysterious. It makes you dangerous. You become the unmovable object in a world of chaotic forces. But you must never fall for the trap of letting them back in. You must maintain the frame. You must stay in the void. You are not doing this to get them back. You are doing this to surpass them. You are building an empire in the silence. The heartless man finds peace in the emptiness. He realizes that happiness was never found in other people. It was found in self-mastery. He wakes up, executes his plan, builds his wealth, sharpens his body, and goes to sleep with a clear conscience. He is not burdened by the opinions of sheep. He is the wolf who walks alone, not because he was kicked out of the pack, but because he outgrew it. You have destroyed the old you. You have buried the weak you. And in his place stands a fortress of iron and ice. You are safe now. You are powerful now. You are free now. Never let the warmth return. Stay cold. Stay